we just need to ever so carefully, we'll put this back in a little bit so that we can gauge the height of our reinforcement here. Okay, so see, like that, we know that it's going to be inside of it. And then let's take this back up to our 0.43, like that. And then we need to drop that. I forgot, we need to drop it below the cone. So like that. And then we just need to hope that there isn't a gap. So let's get it nice and close. Get a good angle on it, and then we'll work this back a little bit to see. All right, so I think I'm going to take our cone and raise it up just a little bit more, so that way we can raise our dome, upside down dome, a little bit more. Okay, then that should flush, and then, yeah, I think we got the connection we want there. Okay, yeah, I like it. It's worth trying anyway. So this is becoming quite the funky little guy. All right, I'm trying to think, is there anything else that needs to go on here? Got the bracket right where we want it. This is almost exactly the size of the can, so we know that proportionally it's good. It's got a nice distance out. There's no, actually here, let's, since I can't see underneath, let's just select everything and rotate it and take a look at it this way. Yeah, it looks like the cone and the dome are nice and over it. Oh, yeah, see, now look at that. That means that we do have a little bit of yellow, but that should be easy enough to fix. I can just grab a hold of the cone, and I'll know I'll have the cone because that's purple. Oh, it's still selecting everything. Okay, so now we should just be able to draw this up more, because it's not going to change the size of the hole, and we can just keep drawing it up until we find that golden point where the yellow goes away. There, that should meddle very, very little with the original cone that's in there, so we should have plenty that should be just right for the planter, or for the, you know, the base of the plant itself, of the bouquet. So I'm really, really liking this. I think that's what we need, and it will print like this. So because it'll be the easiest for the 3D printer to do. It'll have to put some support in underneath there, because that's a big, wide open area, but a lot less support than if we tried to do it off of there. So yeah, I don't know about you, but I think I like it. This will be, hopefully I won't have to print too many of these, because that's going to be a lot of plastic, but it's the only, you know, iterative design. The only way to do it is to make it and test it, and if it doesn't work, you remake it and retest it. So Either way, though, I've got a really good feeling about this one. So let's highlight. Oh no, let's just delete our can. And I think we can leave that floating in the air here, and Kira won't mind too much. So let's export everything in the design as an STL. And oh yes, we're gonna save you. And let's call this just a Planter version 1. All right. Now let's go to Kira. Okay, so yeah, Kira takes a minute to open up, but I don't know, man. I've got a really good feeling about this. Hopefully this works, and we'll get it in one, and I can move on to the next step. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself or anything, but you know, a guy can dream, I guess. Yeah. Oh, come on, Kira. There we go. Okay, so here is our object, and we can see everything it's got. So actually here, let's go like that, and we'll do the layers version. And okay, so that's okay. Yeah, see, and look at that, it's all see how it flattens out, but it leaves the mesh from the infill in there. That means it connected really good. So did we get everything good with our ring? Yeah, it looks like everything is good with the rings. Okay, then the dome, and let's go like that. And then now we'll see if there's any weirdness in the cone we made. And look at that. Look at that. You can't even tell the cone, the whole of the cone from here. Nice and smooth. Okay, and everything builds up nice. Yeah. I think we've got a winner here. Fantastic. Okay. So let's get this bad boy ready to print. I think we'll stick with PLA. The 0.3 layer height is fine, but I'm going to kick up wall thickness to 1.2 millimeter, because if everything works, I want this to be ready, and the thinner those walls are, the more likely it is to. You saw those mistakes on the cones, or on the first cone, because they kind of all had them, but that's because of the wall being really thin. The thicker the wall is, the less the problems you have with that. So I think I'll go with not even 1.2. I'm going to go with 1.5. Oop. 1.5. And we'll do the same thing with the top and bottom thickness. That's going to be play just hell on the. Look at that, we're looking at a 13.5-hour build right now. Yeah, I knew, just because of its size, I knew it was going to take a while, but wow, that's pretty major. Okay, but with that 1.5, we know that it's going to be really good. I'm going to give it a solid 20%, because like you saw with that first cone that I did, with the cone test that I did with the 20% infill, it will be a brick, and that is exactly what I want. I want this thing to be stout, but it should still be pretty light too. I don't need to change any of those settings. We'll leave the print and travel speeds alone, and if I'm still getting lots of mess ups, like so bad that I can't make a finished product with it. I might fiddle with those if I have to reprint, but for now it should be just fine. We'll do a skirt around it, and it's one piece, so it'll do it all at once. And yeah, no, I think that's what we're looking for. So let's save that. And we'll put you into Planter with all of your iterative buddies. And save. All right. So with a 13.5-hour estimated print time, that doesn't take into account the 3D printer preparing itself, like heating up and stuff. That's give or take on 10 minutes. And then that's just an estimation. So it could go longer, it could go shorter. I am going to start this at the beginning of my day, which it is not right now. So that way I can take pictures throughout and we can get a good story of how this thing is coming together. And I'd be in a better position to keep an eye on it in case something goes horribly wrong. Because if it messes up, a third of the way through it, there's no sense in, me getting my full amount of sleep and then it's just spewing random plastic out because it messed up. So if I'm around and awake, I can keep an eye on it and not waste plastic. So, yeah, that'll be it. The next time you see me, we will have a story, a 13.5 at least hour story to tell of how this thing was made. And we'll see. Ooh, right. Holy moly. We're going to have to correct something. I forgot that it needs supports. And not just the touching the build plate, it needs it everywhere because there is a lip inside. See how it has columns now? That's actually a good thing. So that means that everything will print. I completely forgot that this is definitely going to need support. So yeah, so like that whole hollow area now stands a chance. This would have been a guaranteed failure without setting up supports. So it's a good thing I saw that. Okay, let me resave that. And yep, it already exists and that's just fine. So, okay, now we have the one with the support, so this will actually succeed, which is what we want. So, so now, the next time you see me, I'll have a story to tell that's almost 15 hours in the making. And then we'll go from there.